Passive voice, present and past. Passive voice, definition. In the active voice, the subject of the sentence does the action. John painted the house last week. John is the subject, painted is the verb, and house is the object. In the passive voice, the subject of the sentence receives the action. The house was painted last week. House is the subject, was painted is the verb. Notice that the object of the active sentence, house, became the subject of the passive sentence. Passive voice, use. The passive voice is used when we do not know who did the action. For example, the documents were stolen. We don't know who stole the documents. The passive voice is used when the receiver of the action is more important. For example, the pyramids were built nearly 5,000 years ago by the ancient Egyptians. We want to emphasize pyramids more than ancient Egyptians. Passive voice, form. To change an active voice sentence to a passive voice sentence, make the object of the active sentence into the subject of the passive sentence. Use the verb to be in the same tense as the main verb of the active sentence, and use the past participle of the main verb of the active sentence. Here are some active and passive voice examples to help. Active. People drink champagne on New Year's Eve. Passive. Champagne is drunk on New Year's Eve. Active. Chefs use these machines to mix the ingredients. Passive. These machines are used to mix the ingredients. Active. They renovated the restaurant in 2004. Passive. The restaurant was renovated in 2004. Active. The teachers informed the students that the class had been canceled. Passive. The students were informed that the class had been canceled. Passive voice, present. In the present, the passive voice uses the verbs is and are plus the past participle of the main verb. The passive voice present is often used to describe processes. First the apples are picked, then they are cleaned, and finally they're packed and shipped to the market. The passive voice present is often used to describe general thoughts, opinions, and beliefs. New York is considered the most diverse city in the U.S. It is believed that Amelia Earhart's plane crashed in the Pacific Ocean. Hungarian is seen as one of the world's most difficult languages to learn. Skin cancers are thought to be caused by excessive exposure to the sun. Passive voice, past. In the past, the passive voice uses the verbs was and were plus the past participle of the main verb. The passive voice past is often used to describe events in history. George Washington was elected president in 1788. And crimes or accidents. 2 people were killed in a drive-by shooting on Friday night. 10 children were injured when part of the school roof collapsed, as well as in many other situations when the person who did the action is unknown or unimportant.